All right, here we go. And hopefully somebody can let me know that you can actually see it all now. Okay, so I want to introduce Kathy first. She's my first slide up. She is the president of marketing and host of Beneath the Label podcast. Now, I will tell you, I didn't hear about this podcast for a little while, and I just started binging the episodes. If you love product knowledge, go and check out that podcast. And even if it's not about the product that you want to promote, go and listen to how Kathy speaks about it and take notes because those are things that you can actually bring into your own personal marketing and conversations with your clients. So I want to give like a huge shout out to that podcast and Kathy, who's like the mastermind behind it. And she's going to speak tonight. She actually, when I asked her to do Masterclass 2.0 for the LumiSpa, because I had seen her, I was pretty sure it was her and Anjanelle uh, host like a LumiSpa info session. I said, we have to have that as part two to our LumiSpa Masterclass training. And she was like, no, no, like that's nice, but I want you to have Haley. And Haley is the director of connected devices. So not just the LumiSpa IO, any of those devices that are connected. So like WellSpa, LumiSpa. I'm guessing you have quite an interest in Prism, connecting all of these devices to the internet, collecting data. And Haley came like super high recommended by Kathy herself. I'm gonna stop my share. Um, what do these women do? So basically, Kathy, in like layman's terms, Kathy is the big boss. She makes everybody get along at New Skin. She's like, I'm not. But in all seriousness, she brings the products forward in a way that both our corporate partners and our affiliates and our customers learn what they do, but why they should love them. She's not just saying like, here's how you sell your product. She's really giving us an overview of like, why do you want to love these products? Why should you give them a try? And why are you going to fall in love with them if you haven't tried them yet? But not just for the affiliate end. Like she's so incredible for helping us with communicating with our customers, what we can say, what we can't say, and also bringing our corporate partners on board with that as well. So, we want them just as passionate about our products that we're promoting as we are. And Haley, I'm really excited to know more about what you do because the first I ever heard that we're going to be able to track our LumiSpa usage, and we know that what we track improves just purely on awareness. And the fact that that became possible blew my mind. So I'm just excited to see from your perspective, like just the incredible things that are happening behind the scenes with LumiSpa technology and hear from you because you obviously have to know the device inside and out and what it does and how to track that. I am going to throw the floor over to both of you because I assume that you've probably had a little bit of a chat about how you're going to lay this down. And to bring you both up to speed, we did run a masterclass, a LumiSpa 1.0 a couple weeks ago where we spoke to our teams about just basically what is the LumiSpa, the cleanser options, the head options. We really took it back to understanding what's available with the LumiSpa. We talked a little bit about what the LumiSpa does for the skin, the deep pore cleansing actions, but we didn't go much farther into the science or why you really want to love your LumiSpa past that. Everybody on the call loved their LumiSpa already. And then we did do a lot of marketing and how to promote it, how to talk about it. And so we thought this was just the perfect way to deep dive into what we can bring back to our clients, what we can take with us as to why we love it. So I'm going to mute myself now that I've introduced you. And Haley, I will make you the host as well.
Make her the host.
Perfect.
Kick it off because I want to give Haley like super props. So I'm gonna start, and then Haley is gonna give you guys so much. So you guys, Lisa was just talking about Beneath the Label in the podcast, and I feel like I know the LumiSpa pretty well. But when Haley and I did an interview on it on the podcast, like I learned so much. So I hope you guys have your pens and papers. It is being recorded, but you're gonna learn a ton of really fun, like kind of just tips and tricks and like behind the scenes, really. Nobody knows this, and don't tell anyone else at New Skin that I said this, but nobody knows the LumiSpa better than Haley. I believe that completely. Like I completely that she knows this device and also like Haley gives Joe Chang in taking hard things and making them consumable. Do you guys know what I mean? How like there are things that it's like, oh, how do you do this? And Haley does that so well. And really fast, for those of you who don't know me, so I've been at New Skin over 31 years. My heart and soul is New Skin. I love, love, love everything about New Skin. And just really fast before we start talking Lumi, I always want to tell everyone why I have stayed at Nu Skin for so long and just three quick things. One, I'm obsessed with the products, like obsessed with the products. I don't think I could go anywhere else because of the products. Two, we are a force for good, and I love having a company with such an amazing culture. And three, and these aren't necessarily in order, they're all three super important, but they're the three reasons that I stay, is I'm obsessed with our business channel. I love our business channel. I love that it changes. Um, for me, I love that it changes women's lives all over the world and that I get to be a part of that with women getting to like own their destiny and take what you want from this. And the fact that I know that the harder you work, the more benefit you get out of this is one of the most incredible things in the world. Because, guys, nobody works like women do. Like, we put our heart and soul into things, and not everything pays us, pays back. I mean, we do so much for everyone around us and for things. It's just, I think, in women's nature. But this business model and this business, gosh, it gives back where we put in our effort. And everything that you do to build a team member, you're helping so many people. You're helping a customer, you're helping an affiliate, and you're building yourself, and you're helping the company. It's a beautiful, beautiful symbiotic relationship. And so I just want to leave you guys with that from corporate, how much we love how much I love this job. But I mean, I share it with so many people in corporate, and I just want to bring that to you guys. I don't get to talk to everyone in the field very often. I talk to Lisa, talk to Mallory, I talk to some of you guys, but some of you guys I've never talked to. I hope you know how much when I go to work, I do it because I'm thinking of you and this business. And with that, we are going to jump into the LumiSpa because that's what you're really here for. But I have to start with my passion. So Haley is truly like the master of this stuff. And when I say that she knows and is passionate about LumiSpa, Well Spa for our Canadians, Renew Spa for our Americans, like Prism, all of those devices and her passion around this and her knowledge is incredible. So Haley, I know Haley has some slides, and some of them, again, you guys said you talked about cleansers and heads. She's still going to go into a little more science on those with this. So get ready. Haley, it's all you.
Thanks, Kathy, and thanks, Lisa. This is so fun to be with you guys tonight. I'm so excited. And like Kathy said, I love the LumiSpa, and I think there's so much to talk about. And so I have a lot of content, but I will try not to bore you with maybe repetition, but I do think it's important to dive into some of the deeper aspects as to why we've developed it the way that we did. And thanks, Kathy, for I think it's so beautiful that you add that context to why we're here, why we do what we do. And I say agree to all those items that you brought up as to why I'm here with Nu Skin. I am not quite as seasoned as Kathy. I need to get a few more years under my belt. I just hit 5 years at Nu Skin. I've gone back and forth between our CX department, marketing, and now I'm in R&D. And so it's been fun to get kind of a 360 view of our products as I've gone through these different departments and aspects of the device. And so LumiSpa was kind of my baby project. I started on the marketing side and ended up on the development side to my surprise, but it was so fun. And now I'm off in the device land, and it's so amazing. Hopefully we can do another one of these and talk about Prism, because I'm so excited about that as well. But today let's talk a little bit about LumiSpa. So we'll get into it. Of course, I have to open up and say we are the world's #1 company for beauty and wellness device systems, and LumiSpa is part of that portfolio that we have. And sorry, some of these devices I know aren't available in the US, some are in Canada, but I think this is such a cool talking point when talking about LumiSpa, right? This is not just another cleansing device on the market, right? We are backed by Euromonitor, which is a world known accolade for this award, and I think it's really important to use this as a talking point to give our science and credibility backing with this product. So LumiSpa IO, this was our first IO device, right? IO is kind of the indicator that we created from a branding standpoint to indicate that it's a connected and smart device. And so we led out with our connected devices with this. And then, of course, WellSpa, RenewSpa, and now Prism IO are following. And I think it's really cool. I was talking with someone the other day just about how LumiSpa IO was kind of our launching platform for our connected devices. And in my opinion, and I think a lot of people agree too, that our devices continue to get better and better with every new launch as we learn from how to make smarter and more connected devices. But LumiSpa IO, even though it was an IO device, we are still known for its cleansing and treatment abilities. And so I reached out to PR today to get the latest number, and we have over 35 awards globally on LumiSpa IO. And so this is huge. There's some fun assets we have on this, but again, people know about it. Whenever I talk to people that I work at New Skin, they're like, "Oh, you do the cleansing device, right?" And so this is, I call it like our bread and butter, right? You can't start skincare without a clean face. And so to have all these awards about this device and to have that credibility from outside publishers and beauty editors, I think really gives us backing as well. So clearly we are not the only ones. Kathy and I have reason to be obsessed with LumiSpa, right? We're not the only ones that think it. And so it's a fun product and a great starter when you get into devices as well. So today I want to walk you through what I think are some of the key proprietary features about LumiSpa, things that are unique about our device, our cleansing device, that are different from others out there on the market. And so with that, let's get started and talk about the design of the device. For those of you who are familiar, we did launch a previous iteration of LumiSpa back in 2017, I believe. That was the first time we had launched it. We then did a revamp in 2022, and that's the LumiSpa IO device. And with this iteration, we did a lot of different cosmetic enhancements, mechanical enhancements, quality enhancements to help make the device more robust and more reliable. And so just really high level. The design was updated, but some of the big things that we have these beautiful LED lights on the front of the device. And we have wireless charging. That was new, right? Before you had to use pin charging and those would get corroded and rusted and not as reliable. So we have wireless charging. We actually added a more robust motor into the device as well that to last longer. And then we also made the device more waterproof. So I love to use my LumiSpa IO in the shower, but it gets very slippery and very hard to use it. Sometimes you tend to drop it, right? And so one thing our engineering team wanted to make sure that we mastered was that durability and waterproof ability of the device. So you could use it in the shower and not have to worry about the integrity of the device or it degrading over time. But that's just kind of high level, looks very different, very unique from others out there. But really what sets us apart from all the other cleaning devices out there is our technology in the treatment head. So what this is called it's called micropulse oscillation technology. And I'm going to show you in this little video what it's doing is it's taking the inside and the outside head and rotating it in a counterclockwise motion. And we call it micropulse because it's doing it so fast and in just such tiny, tiny movements. But this is a patented technology unique to Nu Skin. You'll notice other cleansing devices out there might just vibrate or maybe they just spin in a circle, but ours is the only one that does this counterclocking rotation. Now, what's really unique about this is it doesn't just cleanse. And hopefully you guys know that LumiSpa IO isn't just a cleansing device, it's a treatment cleansing device. What does treatment mean, right? We're looking at more than just cleansing of the skin. We're actually, when we use this rotating technology, we're doing tiny, tiny stretches to the skin. And those tiny, tiny stretches help with things like firmness, elasticity, the radiance of the skin, right? So again, we're not just looking at cleaning out those pores, we're actively stretching and exercising that skin, hence why we call it a treatment cleansing device. And so this action is very, very unique, and it's really high science here. This was, I want to say, was in years of development from our R&D team, even back with the original LumiSpa, was to figure out a way to treat and cleanse the skin at the same time. Later on, I have a little video that we'll go and show you. And if hopefully you've all used LumiSpa, you can just see when you do use the LumiSpa device, you see that skin moving and that skin stretching. And again, it's patented and proprietary to Nu Skin. Now, with the treatment head, as part of it, we have 3 different designs on it. These were not just generated randomly, right? Our team took a lot of thought and effort into making these treatment heads. Not everyone's skin is the same, right? And we wanted to provide that customization when it comes to cleansing your face. Not only is our skin different, but we also go through different phases with our skin too. For example, right, like normal is kind of your middle ground, right? Will work for everyone, but when you maybe are having an acne breakout or your skin's really dry, you might want to go to a gentle head. So it's not as not exfoliating the skin as much. Whereas, right, with a firm head, if you've gone camping or you've been outside or you haven't maybe washed your face, at a little longer than you should have, right? You could go to the firm head that would be more of a deeper exfoliation, a bit of a deeper cleanse. And so bringing this in allows for customization and flexibility and to adjust to what your skin needs. But these designs, they're all patented and they've all been tested for the unique design for how they cleanse and treat the skin. And so you can see here, and if you have these at home, right, the firm head has very stiff fingers on the head. They don't bend as easily. So that's why it's more of a firm and exfoliating treatment. Normal, right, it's kind of in the middle of the road, just kind of a good firmness there. But then the gentle, you can tell those little fingers that stick up to are very soft, a lot more malleable, again, trying to be more gentle on the skin. And so really, really important to know what treatment head works for you. But then I would also encourage you to try using all three of them too for your skin and the different phases that it goes through as well. You've already talked about the cleansers, so I won't dig in a ton on them, but I do want to call out the customization again with the cleansers. You can pair not only the different heads, but also the cleansers with it, depending on what your skin needs. But the most important thing about the cleansers is that you need to use the cleansers with the LumiSpa IO device. And we're not just saying that because, we want you to use our cleansers. We actually formulated these cleansers to be used with the device to help preserve your skin's microbiome and to give you maximum benefits. So if we think about this, let's see, hopefully I have it on, I think I have it in one of the next slides, but what we do is right here, we do something called a rheology test with LumiSpa. And what rheology is, it's the amount of grip and slip and slide that the treatment head and your skin have, right? So if you were to use your LumiSpa with no cleanser, right, it would drag on your skin, right? It'd probably irritate it. Whereas vice versa, if you maybe put on like an oil-based cleanser, something really, really thin or too thick, you're not going to get those treatment cleansing surface to interact with your skin in the right way, right? So that's what these images show. Right here, too thick. If you're using like a really heavy cream-based cleanser, that treatment head's not going to be able to get through to your skin the way it needs to. Those little fingers on the treatment head, they sweep as it's spinning and clocking. It's kind of doing this like sweeping motion across your skin. And so in order to get that right sweeping to clean out those pores, you need to make sure that you're using a treatment cleanser that has just the right thickness in order to interact with the cleansing head and your skin correctly. And so again, you can see here, if the treatment cleanser is too thin, you might end up getting some irritation on your skin, right? Maybe it'll be a little bit more red and might upset your skin. And so that's why we say it's so important to use these cleansers, is because it's going to get you that right balance. It's going to preserve your skin's microbiome and give you all the 7 benefits that are proven to have with LumiSpa. And so that's why we can't speak to if you use someone else's cleanser. We don't know how that will interact with your skin, what the benefits would be. And so that's why we came up with 5 different treatment cleansers. So you have all the options you need to choose from for your skin type. And they're all clinically proven to work with the LumiSpa IO device, with all the heads too. They've all been certified for that with that rheology test. On this slide, one other key point that I feel like does not get talked about very often with LumiSpa is the incredible story with skin microbiome. So high level skin microbiome, microbiome is, we have a bunch of bacteria. As gross it is, we have bacteria that grows and thrives on our skin, right? It gives us the moisture and it helps protect our skin as well. Now, when we use things that are really abrasive, like if you were to take a bar of soap or something, right, get it from the grocery store, things like that can be really stripping, right? It may feel clean, it may get the dirt and grime off of your face, but a lot of the times there's like harsh chemicals within that actually go and kill off that microbiome on your skin. And when some common side effects of that are maybe dry skin, irritated skin, it can also potentially maybe cause accelerated aging as well, because it doesn't have that protective barrier. And so what's really unique about LumiSpa IO2 is, again, we'll go through all the benefits. You're still getting 7 benefits, but we are being gentle on the skin to preserve that microbiome. So in that graph below, what we're highlighting here are 4 different types of bacteria that live on your skin. And you can see the percent change between when the participants first, before they clean their face and after they clean their face. And you can see that it does change a little bit, but not nearly as much as it would if you were to use another type of cleanser, or again, some harsh abrasive cleanser out there. And so this is really just showing how, even though LumiSpa is exfoliating, it's doing that micropulse oscillation technology. When you use the device with the cleanser, again, you won't get these same benefits if you don't use the cleanser. Your skin's microbiome is intact and happy, right? And that, again, will keep it hydrated, keep it plump, and again, help fight against aging. So this is a really fun story to talk about. And I think it's something that a lot of people are interested in as well. We talk about gut microbiome, right? Face microbiome is just as important. Your skin's microbiome is just as important. And you want to make sure you're taking care of it and not being too harsh on it. Case with LumiSpa, because we're a treatment cleansing device, we don't just get cleansing benefits, we get an additional 6 other benefits from this device because of that counter oscillation technology and our age lock cleansers. That was one thing I failed to mention, but I'm sure you guys went through it, was that our cleansers come with that age lock technology in there, right? And that's proven, patented. And so again, what more could you want in a cleanser? It keeps your skin happy, your microbiome happy. You get the best benefits, doesn't irritate your skin, and you get 7 clinically proven benefits out of it. And so those benefits are softness, smoothness, radiance, clarity, clean skin, right? Firmness of the skin, and reducing the pore size of the size of your pores.
And Haley,
so incredible.
Let me jump
Oh
in.
yeah, go for it.
I don't know if you guys understand how unique it is that Nu Skin does clinicals and that we have clinically proven stuff. Like when people are just buying products, very rarely do they have the same like clinical rigor that we do. And I think we throw it around all the time because it's commonplace for us that all of our stuff is clinically tested and clinically proven. But this statement is so much stronger if you really compare it to just products off the shelf at Sephora and Ulta and these. I'm not talking about like Walmart, skincare. I'm talking about like big beauty products. Our clinical studies are next level. And so when Haley says these are clinically proven things, like we're not just throwing words out there, like we hope it does this, like it is clinically proven. So just don't sleep on that. Like when you hear that, like we say it all the time, but just know that it's like so powerful. So sorry.
No, no, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think I take it for granted, because I used to just Nu Skin studying everything. But to your point, Kathy, and these clinical studies aren't just like a one-time use it once, you look great, consider that clinically studied. A lot of these benefits, especially with LumiSpa, we go out for 12 weeks. And that's pretty intense when you're getting at least like 50 participants, right? To go for 12 weeks using this device. And then they come back and we do a series of tests. We measure actually the hydration in the skin. We take pictures. We use clinical graders, so people that are trained to know what to look for. We use high science measurement tools to actually go and measure pore size, right? And so a lot of the times when we do clinical studies, we do a combo of what would you call it, like a device measurements or instrument measurements. And then we also do some visual grading as well. And so it's a combo of both. But again, this is not a, hey, 2 people said they liked it, clinically studied, right? We're recruiting. We use outside research houses as well. A lot of the times we don't do it here in house. We go and say, hey, third party, take it, recruit the people, and you tell us how it looked. And so again, I think that just goes to show how incredible our products are. And again, Nu Skin always clinically backs everything. The other part of this I want to bring up as well is it's super, super key. In order to get these benefits, not only do you need to use the device and the treatment cleansers, but the recommended routine is 2 minutes morning and night. And I think, and I'm at fault for this, I forget the importance of washing our face in the morning, right? In the night, I'm always taking off my makeup, trying to unwind for bed, right? But cleaning your face in the morning is as equally important for your skin's health. And again, because we are microbiome friendly, it's not overstripping, but then you're getting those treatment benefits as well. You're getting your skin ready for other skincare too. And I think that's important I can't remember who said it, but you've probably heard the phrase where if you put uh, skincare, serums, lotions on top of a dirty face, you're kind of throwing that away, right? Because your pores are clogged and they're not going to soak up all those good ingredients. And so it's really important that, again, bread and butter, this is your first step in skincare, and you want to use a good device um, and good cleansers that are the right fit for your skin. So that way you can go and put on all of our other fantastic serums and toners and lotions so that you can get the maximum benefits. So clean your face morning and night, 2 minutes. And again, you can use it in the shower. And so a lot of us have one in the shower, one in our bathroom. And so that way, when you're showering in the morning, you're washing your face. Then at nighttime, it's right by your sink, so you can wash it as well. But that's how you get these 7 clinically proven benefits. But I do want to call out, we have some clinical benefits that are actually immediate too. And I think that's really fun to be able to talk to, right? It may seem daunting to be like, oh, that's like, I won't get, certain benefits for a few weeks, right? No, there are some that you can see pretty much right away. Smoothness, softness, skin texture, and hydration have all been clinically proven just after one use to increase and improve on your skin. And so again, something that's really fun to demo, fun to immediately see. I also, not necessarily a benefit, but I think it's really great. It's very relaxing. It's like a massage for your face. It's a facial. Because we're doing that counter oscillation technology, we're massaging that skin, we're moving it around, and it's on top of getting all those skin benefits, you're also getting an at-home facial. It feels really nice. Another thing that I think is we don't talk about as much with LumiSpa is how great it is as a system. And so I triple checked, and I think it's available in both markets. Kathy, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've got blemish serum that we launched a year and a half ago, maybe. But LumiSpa for acne benefits is huge, 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 right? We've talked about how we have those different cleansers. One of the cleansers is specifically formulated for acne-prone skin. And then this gentle head that we have is really great for acne, right? When you're in an active breakout, you don't want to be irritating your skin more. So it's important to use a gentle head. Again, that's why I recommend you should have all 3 heads, because if you get an acne breakout, right, you're going to want to adapt and make sure that you're taking care of your skin the right way. But we've done a clinical study where you cleanse your face with the gentle head and the acne cleanser, and then follow up with this blemish serum as a post-treatment step. You can see here, just after 2 weeks from baseline, the improvement in reducing active acne and reducing redness from residual acne as well. And so this is a great system. We hear a lot from people that are, hey, I've got teenagers that are breaking out, tons and tons of stories and testimonials about this. And so again, more than just cleansing, but having these powerful formulated products to help with acne is a huge system. So again, I think LumiSpa it's an incredible product for people who are looking to clean their face, but also think of all the different people who struggle with acne though too, right? Like that's a whole other target demographic that can benefit and utilize LumiSpa. And we have those clinical studies to prove it as well. So LumiSpa as a system is fantastic. And that's why it's important as well to get those right combos of treatment cleansers and heads for those best benefits. Let's see what's next. Oh, one thing we have, and you guys probably already talked about this as well, but just wanted to throw this in there. We do have an accent treatment to put on the LumiSpa device. And this is really meant to target the under eye area. So around the sensitive skin, we don't recommend necessarily using LumiSpa right on your eyes, right? Your eyes are very sensitive. But we do have this accent head. And when you pair it with the Ideal Eyes cream, this will help with those wrinkles around the I think they call it your crow's feet right here, and depuffing the bags underneath your eyes. And you can even go up underneath your brow bone as well for more lifting action. But this is a really fun attachment. All you have to do is just pop it right onto the LumiSpa device, and it will reduce the treatment time from 2 minutes to 1 minute, and you do 30 seconds on each eye. But this is great at post cleansing, right? In the morning, wash your face and then pop on your accent head and do a treatment around your eyes for those benefits as well. So another great add-on that can be utilized by the LumiSpa device. I threw in a few just quick little videos. You might have seen them, but this is the one that kind of showcases how the skin is actually moving with the device. You can see how her skin is kind of shaking and vibrating. But you can see how it leaves those tracks as it goes across the skin, right? Showing how it's using that counterpulse oscillation technology and stretching the skin as it goes across. This video right here is a fun one, but this just shows the power of our LumiSpa device on cleaning your face. So the Sharpie demo, very common, but it's a fun tutorial to go and show how the LumiSpa device cleans out that skin and the pores without irritating your skin as well. So she's using another cleansing device, doesn't get all the Sharpie off, but then on the other side, she goes and uses the LumiSpa device, and you'll see what happens. But there's so many fun different tutorials you can do. I don't know if you've also seen the orange one. So you can see there, yep, all the Sharpies off of her face. Another fun one is to get an orange, right? And you can put makeup on it and then take the device and first try and clean it with your hands. And you'll look at the orange pores. I don't know what they're called, but they look like pores, right? And you'll see that there's like foundation still stuck in there. But then when you go and take LumiSpa, you'll see how it gets swept out, right? Again, we've got those silicone fingers right here that are flexible and meant to kind of scoop inside those pores to clean out that dirt and debris. So a lot of fun ways to demo LumiSpa and showcase the benefits of LumiSpa. The last thing, or one of the other clinicals that I wanted to showcase, is Collagen Plus with LumiSpa. So we've talked a lot about topicals, cleansers, all the good skin benefits, visible benefits you can see. One thing that we love to talk about too, though, is this beauty from within, right? And so especially with Prism coming out, we're talking a lot more about what we put on the inside of our body and how that impacts how we look and feel from the outside. And so we did a study with Collagen Plus and LumiSpa. This one went for 4 months. So again, to Kathy's point, right, our clinicals are very robust. We want to make sure that we're looking at long-term benefits when we grade the results. But for this study, people took it for 4 months, and you can see in this graph. See if I can move my zoom. You can see we had people that were just on a placebo, so they thought they were taking collagen, but it really was just didn't have the key ingredients in there. But then you can see the overall visual appearance for just LumiSpa, how it was graded for using it for 4 months. So this is percent improvement over the baseline. And then the results for those who had Collagen Plus and LumiSpa and were using it together. So for those of you who aren't familiar with collagen, right, this is a supplement that you take to help improve, the firmness, elasticity of the skin, the overall look of your skin. And so when you pair those two together, the benefits are even greater than they were separate. And so this is a fun one to talk about as well, just to go and show how important it is and how much extra benefit you can get from when you add in these different supplements and take care of your body from the inside out. And so I think this is a really fun product pairing, and again, a unique story for Nu Skin as well, having both of these clinically proven products being studied together for added benefits. And you can see their overall visual appearance, texture, and radiance were all seen to improve and be greater when you paired the two together. So this is a great story to talk about. And a great complementary product too. When people are on LumiSpa, another great way to kind of upsell and get them taking collagen, because it goes together at that similar story, looking for better skin appearance, and the two of them together help improve that. Lastly, I want to talk about, this is kind of my favorite part about our devices, right? And something that's really unique with our cleansing device and our Nu Skin devices is the connected app experience. So for LumiSpa, these features live in Vera. And if you haven't had a chance to go and check it out, I would encourage you to go and do so. But inside of the Vera app, we have a few different features that you can access. We have custom routines, so you can actually go inside of the app and create a custom routine. You can choose what areas of your face you want to treat, how long you want the treatment to be. There's some pre-made ones in there already. One's a quick treatment, so it's just a minute long, right? And I think that's nice for people to have, especially if you're running late in the morning. You're still getting the benefits, right? But you may need to cut your treatment short. You can also go and access, we have some routines that we recently added where you can treat your neck and décolleté. Those are some new benefits and usage that we added, I think, within the last year and a half for LumiSpa. But treating that area, taking care of your neck and your décolleté is important to help reduce signs of aging, cleansing it, putting serums on it. I think neck care has kind of become more popular over the last few years, and our LumiSpa with the gentle head I will say we recommend it with the gentle head for your neck and décolleté, but showing that there are benefits there as well in using the device. So you can access routines that will show you how to go and move the device on those different areas. This is great for people who are new to LumiSpa as well, just learning how to use it. The IO score, the next screen over, this feature is also good for those who have never used LumiSpa before. It goes through and walks you through how to move the device on each area of your face. And LumiSpa will notify you when you're pressing too hard or moving too quickly. And you might think, oh, that doesn't matter. Why would you care how hard I'm pressing? But it does when we go back to our microbiome story and that rheology test, right? If you're pressing too hard, you're going to be pushing harder on your skin and maybe potentially irritating it. And same if you're moving it too fast as well, right? We want to make sure that you're moving it in a slow and even pressure, just again to help make sure that your skin is happy. But we kind of gamified it. So at the end of the treatment, you can get a score that just tells you how you did. Did you treat all 4 zones on your face? And did you have any alerts while doing it? And then lastly, we do usage tracking too. So you can go in, see the days that you've cleaned your face. You can also, in order to get this usage tracking, you do not have to use it in the app. That's important. And I want to make sure people know that. The device actually logs your treatments on it. It has a storage of about 3 months worth of treatments. After that, it will start to kind of override, and the first in is the first out. But if you go back and sync to the app, all that usage data will go back onto the app and load onto it. But this is good, especially when people are learning how to use the device too, right? Making sure that you're doing it 2 times a day. And it will also track if you've done accent treatments as well. So that separate eyepiece attachment, that will show up in here as well. And then we have some other things too that I don't highlight here, but you can unlock different awards and badges based on your usage. We tie them to the clinical benefits too, which is fun, right? If you've cleaned your face for 2 weeks consistently, you'll unlock, certain benefits and say, hey, you've improved your skin smoothness or your skin texture. And so again, really gamifying and helping motivate people to use it consistently, right? We want to clean our face. We want to make sure we're doing it on a daily basis. But the IO features I think are really great, helping to educate and helping you know how to use the device. But again, not necessary to use it. You will get all the same 7 clinically proven benefits if you don't use it within the app. And with that brings us to the end of the content that I had. But I think I haven't been able to look at the chat. I think we might have had some questions coming through. Let me see if I can.
You want to do Q&A? I think it was mostly just Lisa.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I don't, if it's okay with Kathy, I'm going to kick off the Q&A.
Oh, great.
Because I was like scribbling notes and like, I just wanted to rewind everything and be like, can you say that again? Can you say that again? Okay. The percentage of increase of the benefits when adding collagen, is there a number attached to that? Because when we're marketing to our clients, or is there a number that we can say for smoothness or for glow or for, wrinkle smooth it? Anything that we can, that number I feel like is so powerful.
So sorry, I should not have stopped sharing because now I don't know where it went. Hold on 1 second. Okay, here we go. So on here, it's kind of small and we can send over. We do have an actual product information page that will break down the whole clinical. But you can see here, let's see if it'll let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, yes. But you can see right here on this graph, this is the percent improvement over baseline. So you can say people experienced within 4 months, they experienced 50% or 45% increase in visual appearance, about 80% in texture and in radiance. Let's see if I can move my screen. Again, about 45%. So all of those, again, is the percent improvement right here. So you can just line up those bar graphs. But as a follow-up, I'll send out the PIT that has kind of it runs you through what the clinical study was and gives a little bit more context to this. But yeah, those are the numbers right there that I would use from these graphs.
Amazing. I love that. Okay. My other question was why the gentle head recommendation for neck and chest? Neck and I call it a
décolletage. I know. I don't know what you call it.
I'm like, now I'm
décolleté. And this is really interesting. On your body, you have very different types of skin. So right, your hands are a different skin type, right? You've got what else is kind of sensitive, right? Maybe your face is very different.
Right, under your
eye. Your eye area, yeah, exactly. different levels of sensitivity based on, how much it's like used and touched, right? So neck and décolleté, the skin is a lot more sensitive and a lot more susceptible to stretching, right? I mean, that's why, when you get older, you get a lot of wrinkles right here, a lot of sagging right here. And so the gentle head is just to make sure we're not pulling too hard on that skin. We want to be very, very gentle. That's why we use the accent head, to Kathy's point, on the eye, is because we're still doing our oscillation movement, but it's very, very small and not as dramatic as the treatment heads. We just want to make sure that we're being extra sensitive on those areas. Could you use a normal head on your neck and décolleté? Probably. But again, because we have the option of our different treatment heads, we would just say that the gentler, the better, just to make sure we're not being too harsh on our neck and décolleté.
Okay, thank you for that. And makes total sense. I'm also just reminded to pull out my accent tip because I'm just famous for like, idealize. And I know better. And, just to hear it again and that awareness.
Yeah, and it's a massage though too. It's like helping you're getting that skin stretching too while it's happening as well. And so pairing that with the topical benefits, like the Idealize is fantastic. I love Idealize, but getting that stretching motion in there too to help with that skin firmness, that's an even added benefit and why we recommend using it with the accent.
And the key thing is at the correct velocity for that area, for
Yeah,
that
you don't
skin
want to be
type.
like,
Yeah.
I get in a rush and I might be
Yeah.
more aggressive than I should be, but accent, right? As long as you're not pressing too hard, it does it all for you and at the right oscillation, to your point, to make sure we're
Okay.
gentle enough on that skin.
Years ago, when Nutricential cleansers and line were introduced, there was a lot of conversation about like, can we use this with our LumiSpa? And I'm just wondering if there's been any conversation behind the scenes of like, is that possible? Is it not possible? Obviously, it wasn't approved at the time, but I know that people are looking for that type of lineup of products and pairing it with something like the LumiSpa device. Is that in our future at all?
Yeah, I'll say my part, and Kathy, you may have some other insights on this as well. But no, right now we're still staying with our age lock cleansers again to get it to, and this is kind of more marketing, right? But we think that LumiSpa fits best with our age lock cleansers for all the 7 clinically proven benefits that we're looking for. When you step down to something like NutriEssentials, it's still a great product, right? But you're not getting necessarily that age lock blend that goes with those 7 clinically proven benefits. Could we formulate NutriEssentials to be at the right rheology for LumiSpa? Probably. We probably could. But again, I think it just goes into kind of positioning LumiSpa is an age lock product. Our age lock products are normally more high science, right? Have that age lock blend that goes with it. And so I think from there, it's more kind of like a strategy. Will you have any negative side effects from using NutriEssentials with it? No, it will probably be okay. But again, those 7 clinically proven benefits, we put that power packed formula into the LumiSpa cleansers to pair with that stretching, the micropulse oscillation technology, and for those benefits. But I don't know, Kathy, if you have any other thoughts on that.
No, 100%. The trick is if we did use To Be Clear, right? Like I know some people love To Be Clear with their Lumi, then you can't make the 7 benefits. And if you guys think about when you're bringing somebody new on and you're like, okay, if you use these cleansers, here's what the LumiSpa does. And if you use these cleansers, it only does this. Like it just convolutes the message of LumiSpa. And that's why that pairing is so important because then you are always able to say like the 7 benefits because it's the combination, right? Like Haley said, of the cleanser and the device. And so it would be tricky then to train new people that different cleansers have different things. And you guys, I forgot my cleanser when I went on a trip recently. Luckily, it was like a 2-day trip. Do you know what I used the first day? The shower gel in the like shower. It was the worst experience ever, but I didn't know what else to do. So I had to still wash my face. It was horrible. It was horrible. I know. But what I didn't have a choice. I was like at a hotel. What was I to do? Sleep in my makeup, which is worse. Judge me all you want, Lisa, but I didn't have a choice. But it was funny because I was like, "Oh, I hate this feeling." Like I always only use my cleanser. And so it was such a different thing. But again, pair them together so you have the clinicals, the 7 benefits, and all of that. If I do have people ask, especially about NutriEssentials, To Be Clear, but it would change the messaging around LumiSpa.
And they can pre-cleanse with that. They
Yeah.
can do a
We
double
didn't even
cleanse.
get to a double cleanse. Yeah. But
Totally
Yeah.
pre-cleanse. Yeah. I mean, you can do the 180 mask before you do it and then take it off with the cleanser. You can do, I like to use the Brighter Day
the
exfoliator
exfoliating.
um, with it, but I never, but it's so, and it's on my face and it is rocking and rolling, but then I always still have the cleanser on there. The cleansing balm was
Mhm.
formulated to go like hand in hand. These other ones weren't necessarily formulated to do it. You can use a micellar water from like the travel set and then Lumi, but you still use the cleanser with the Lumi, right? But they can go hand in hand for sure.
May I piggyback off of this just because I had heard if somebody has the LumiSpa and say they run out of cleanser and they end up purchasing one from Target, I heard that it actually gives your surface of your skin micro tears if they're not using ageLOC LumiSpa cleanser with the head of the device. Is that false?
I don't think our device is gonna tear somebody's skin.
Okay.
Like,
No, and it's gentle enough though, like this, like I said, even on dry skin, I mean it just might not be comfortable, but we're not breaking the skin. Again, this silicone and it's not rock solid. But can we speak, we don't know though, in terms of if your skin might look irritated or feel, drying out. To Kathy's point, like if you ever do use like a shower gel, you can just feel how like dry your skin is and it just
it
doesn't
destroyed my
feel
microbiome.
happy.
My
Yes,
microbiome was
yes,
like destroyed.
yeah. But no, LumiSpa will never break open skin again unless you're using it for 10 minutes with no cleanser or no water, right? I don't know. But even then, it's
So
very
gentle.
gentle on the skin. Yes.
But I do think you could talk about, like Haley showed that microbiome study, right? Where it's that. And so maybe it is impacting your microbiome, but I wouldn't ever say micro tears in the skin. I just think that is going too far. But the thick and the thinness, right? Like if you're not getting it moving right, I mean, there's a million other things, but I don't think we need to go to, I just, that to me means that the LumiSpa is too rough if it's tearing.
Harsh. Yeah.
So Haley, I have a comment about Prism in relation to LumiSpa. First of all, Kathy, I would never judge you. I only washed my face before LumiSpa with my husband's bar of soap
Stop!
in the
No.
shower.
Okay, okay,
Okay, so it's no
okay.
judge zone here.
Well, and I'm glad you guys don't judge me, but at
Just to
least,
clarify.
I was still using my Lumi, I guess.
Yeah. So, but I get that like I thought that was like a good feeling until I learned all about the microbiome and not only that, but just hydrated skin. Mind you, I was much younger as well. So,
Well,
okay, so the
really fast, Lisa, before you go to Prism,
yeah.
is anyone who, so I'm in my 50s and I'm not kidding you guys. Growing up in the 80s, it was like the drier your skin is, the healthier it is. Like, who the freak taught us that? Like, what in the world? Why were we like we were like straight baby oil when we were tanning and straight alcohol when we were cleaning our faces, like destroying all things. Haley, this is a world that you are glad you did not grow up in, my friend, because it was brutal. It was horrible, you guys. But we just didn't have like these beautiful things that you want your skin to like not be dry. And that took me a little while to get used to because in my mind, dry was good. Dry meant, that it was clean.
Everything was stripped off. Yeah.
That is, you do not want to strip your skin of stuff. So just I know that we have some childhood trauma from the 80s, if any of you are even close to my age, but just know that we want dewy, soft, moisturized, hydrated skin. That is our goal, you guys. That is our goal.
Okay,
Sorry.
so my comment for Prism is I heard a statistic from I think it's a very reliable source, that had said the numbers were 113% increase in skincare sales for affiliates who owned a owned a scanner over people who were just promoting skincare alone. And the reason behind it was that, you scan, you trust the science behind it, you see your score go up, and then without even promoting the skincare, that client comes back and says, "What else you got? Okay, if your supplements are good, let's talk about your other products." because we trust them. Can you like comment on any of that? Because as someone who has built a business in the beauty side of New Skin, but I am very highly motivated into the health and wellness side now as I'm flirting with 40. I'm seeing my parents age and really just struggle with so many unfortunate and like sad chronic illnesses. And I personally would love to marry these two. Do you have any advice? And I know this may be like between both of you or like marketing, but maybe it's even just something to take back and like how do I marry
So
those two?
let
And
me let me do this well, and Haley, if you have other things to add. But here is something that is amazing about New Skin, the company. Okay, I want all of you guys to know. I only know U.S. numbers, um, so I'm not gonna add Canada and stuff. We are a publicly traded company, so this is kind of what I'm gonna talk about really fast. In the last 12 months, okay, in the United States, of that, and it's not exact 12 months, but in a 12-month span that is publicly put out, we sold 80 million Pharmanex products, 80 million in New Skin products, and 40 million in our devices. When you think about that, now I want you guys to think about if you look at any other company in our industry, they're probably an 80-20 or 90-10 split, right? There are no other companies that are our size in our industry that have a solid foot in both wellness and beauty. And then when you look at the amount of our devices that we're selling, and guys, this is before we've launched Prism, and Prism is going to like go ham. Like Prism is going to be in every house. When I think of people buying Prisms the way that we are like, have been selling devices for years, instead of it being like the scanner that is limited to a few thousand. I mean, guys, have like it's mind blowing when you think of what that's going to do. And I can see it being a third, a third, a third split, which is incredible. So if you're not taking advantage of all three of these areas, like, and you guys, most of you guys are, because you're probably selling collagen and new biome. So you have a foot in both of these places, which isn't a big step to go to Prism. If you think about going to Prism, if you're already selling collagen, that's a Prism certified product, okay? So you're already in the nutritional space. Your people are already used to putting our products in their body. But Lisa, to your point, anyone who starts on skincare and trusts our science, especially if they're talking True Face, LumiSpa, like our science-based skincare, it's much easier to get them to take supplements. Anyone who comes in with our supplements, it is so much easier to get them to use our skincare. So it does go both ways. I think the one that where you're talking, it was very specifically done just on scanner owners, but most people's volume, the healthier the volume and the healthier the brand rep, they have pieces in both, because most people keep skincare is like it's an impulse buy, right? It's take my money, you have a new serum, I want to buy that. But subscription and supplements are huge. So when you look at our top in all of North America, when you're looking at our top 10 products, they're all subscription products, okay? Every one of them, because they are putting these on subscription. They're putting new biome, they're putting collagen, they're putting life pack on subscription, and they last 4 to 8 months longer when they start on subscription. Okay, so you want to figure out how to play in that nutritional world, and you have 6 months, you guys, 6 months to become wellness girlies, 6 months to really understand how to talk about supplements before the Prism is like fully going, right? So this is your chance to really start building and getting your current customers, your VIP group customers, however you do it, your neighbors, your grandma, I don't care who you're talking to, get them used to you taking a supplement stack. Get them used to you saying, guys, I'm on a wellness journey and I'm going to share it with you. I love these products. Get used to the fact that ageLOC Youth has skincare benefits and like body benefits. Think about these products that are going to help you bridge the gap. We talk all the time about our microbiome in our gut and how it makes our skin look better. It does all these things, right? We have so many products at New Skin that bridge. I'm very passionate about this. Can you tell? That bridge that gap, right? So it's not a hard step. I think sometimes we're like, I don't know how to sell skincare. How am I going to go to supplements? It's not hard. We have so many key products that will help you naturally jump in and out of both, but you don't have to be one or the other. And it would be silly. It would be so silly to not take advantage of both of these with your customer base, you guys. Use your current customer base, but then bring in people on nutrition and they'll take skincare. Bring in your skincare and they'll take nutrition. Use both of these groups and these people. Meta, Tigran, our products are like, yeah, I take them all. Anyone who follows me on Instagram has seen my handful of products that I like gullet it down because I can take like, it's not healthy. And I've been told don't swallow those on camera because you're teaching people bad habits. But I think if you have to drink 32 ounces of water with supplements, you're the one suffering, right? Like get me right to my Diet Coke after I take a sip of water. So again, judge me all you want, Mallory, with my drinking habits of Diet Coke. But I think we're more scared than we need to be about playing in these worlds, you guys. I really, really do. And Prism, I don't want you guys to think about Prism as the scanner. I want you to think about it more like a device, like the LumiSpa, because you're going to be selling it totally different than just bringing people in, only going to doctors' offices. That scares the crap out of people. I'm not going to go talk to doctors about nutrition, but you know what? Like, I can talk to my girlfriend on our walk about like my wellness journey, and like I got a weighted vest last week. Like I'm here for the like journey that we're all on, but you can talk so naturally about these supplements. Think about Prism in that way. Every mom needs a Prism so that they are scanning themselves, their kids, they're teaching these behaviors. Like don't think of this as it's going to a select few of people. Everyone needs the Prism by the time that this thing goes. And you have 6 months till you can like get it in your teams, and probably just about a year before you're going to go to consumers in our markets. So you've got time to really, really learn and educate yourself, get your own personal story. Everyone needs to be scanned. I hope every one of you guys does what you can to get scanned on an S3. You don't have to have a Prism right now, but get scanned on an S3 so you have a starting point, right? If you can get a picture with the Prism when you have someone, get it, go there, but build your story. And if it's collagen that you're taking to increase your score, collagen's great for increasing your score. If it's M-Smart that you're taking in the US, it's going to increase your score. Like you don't have to like take all of them at once, but you do need to understand and educate yourself and prepare for the wave that is Prism, because holy moly, Prism is amazing. And you guys do need a whole call with Haley on Prism, because she and Prism, Scanner's a he, but Prism's a she. If you ask me, she's getting that pronoun from me. She is a game changer, you guys. Like it is going to skyrocket what we're doing in our markets, like skyrocket us. And we are like just at the beginning. Okay.
Kathy, I just want to share, like for anybody who hasn't maybe had the experience yet of having those like skincare and wellness merge together, I will just tell you, when I look at my top customers, they purchase LumiSpa. That's kind of like what I started promoting, past whitening toothpaste. But every single one of them has tried at least one supplement, whether it was like we did tea green in Canada, right? Like that was like a big thing for a little while, but they were our collagen customers. They were the people that were willing to put something into their body and were loving it. And I want to give a shameless plug because you mentioned Age Lock Youth. I love, first of all, like if you didn't write it down, skin and body benefits, like if you haven't like tapped into that, just first of all, we can prove to people that it works. Before even knowing that my friend Patricia, who's on this call, was taking Age Lock Youth, because she went to head office, had been scanned. She started her youth at that time. I saw her just a few weeks later, maybe 3 weeks later, in real life, in person, didn't know that she had started anything different, and I didn't even recognize her. When she came through my door, I was like, your skin. And she said, you know what? I even noticed a difference. I started taking Age Lock Youth, and I was like, well, yeah, it literally makes your cells, and I'm not going to claim anything, but it makes your cells behave a little younger than they did before you started taking them. But just having that in our like marketing back pocket, and also the phrase like looking better, living better, feeling better. When you look better, you feel better. When you feel better, you often get a natural glow and look better. And so they do, like, thank you for making comments on that and really simplifying it, and allowing even myself to like marry those two even I'm more excited to like talk about the beauty piece of it with the wellness piece because I don't want to just live long. Like I want to look good and live long. And so like you just nail on the head. Also, Haley, I'm hoping that you will do a Prism call for us. I would love maybe even like a series. We'll just like book you out. Uh, because I really
It'd
do
be
think
fun. I'd love
that
to.
considering that you're the LumiSpa expert, as Kathy has anointed you, I do think you are the perfect person to pair Prism and the wellness with what we've been doing and what you know about the LumiSpa. And so like just making that all such a holistic experience. Does anybody else want to ask questions? I know I hijacked Q&A, but I'm just so excited. Like I love LumiSpa. And when we talk about Prism, I just think, like Kathy said, we still have time. So let's bring in these amazing clients and this amazing network of people that we can help with a device that we do have available for them right now, with supplements we do have available for their skin wellness, their skin benefits. And that only leads into like, and let me show you that they work and prove it to you. So I do think that it's really important that if you haven't already jumped on the LumiSpa, like I'm going to be so loud about it train, choo choo, all aboard. So if anybody else like, please drop any questions. I didn't see any in the chat, but maybe you guys.
Anything about the firmware, Kathy? I don't know if that's a you question.
Yeah, that is a Haley and Kathy question, and we have, and Haley, correct me where I'm wrong, but we have a fix. We're still working on like a little bit of a second fix. So fingers crossed that we can either launch it very, very soon this week and it might have a follow, or maybe next week, Haley, with the full thing. Is that kind of where we're still thinking?
Yeah, we're getting super close. We appreciate your patience. While you guys are all on here, this is probably one of the trickiest things we've ever encountered. We still are, anyway, scratching our heads about it, but we do have a good path forward. But we just want to make sure firmware is very tricky. It's lots of lines of code. The last thing we would want to do is launch it and break something else, right? So that's why our team is just taking extra time. We could have launched this like a week ago, but we just want to make sure that we have crossed our T's, dotted our I's, and that way you guys don't need to worry about anything else after this and everything will work great. So thank you for your patience. Yes, aiming for sometime hopefully next week. But we're staying close in touch with Kathy, and I know she's keeping you guys updated as well. So it's top of mind for us. Our team drops everything to test and get it out the door, and we have some great firmware partners that are helping us go back and forth on some of these iterations. So top of mind, it's a priority for us. Hopefully next week.
Oh, if the patient people who have not used that $50 code, do we know if that's still available to them?
Yeah, you can still have them call the call center, get the $50 code with it. And then the other thing that I want to make sure all of you guys do, if you have customers who do this, you need to send them a Vera invite link so that they are attached to you, because then and you need to start getting them prepped for Vera because they're going to have their device paired. So send them, send them the Vera invite, help them get logged into Vera. You can do all this now as we're prepping to get them on that firmware. So make sure you know how to pair your Lumi. If you guys haven't been on Vera before, or if you haven't been on in a long time, I would recommend that you do that you send them the invite and that you get it all ready so that they learn how to update their firmware, because they will have to do that through Vera to get to the updated one. When we email you guys, my team will email all of the brand affiliates first and say, hey, we have the firmware fix, it's in. We will email you when it's in, but we're going to give you 1 day to make sure that you do your Vera invites before we email all customers who've purchased a LumiSpa. So we will direct email customers as well. We don't have all of them in our system, but you're going to want to make sure you get that Vera invite and that you really prepare them and that you're prepared to help coach them through that. It's not hard, but you're going to want to show people how to use the technology. Okay. So prepare yourselves. You have again, hopefully 1 week, but think through kind of how you're going to do that for the firmware fix. And I told you guys I was going to tell you a secret. Did you guys know that Haley helped us get a black LumiSpa for Black Friday?
Ooh, I just got
Should I
chills.
show a sneak peek?
Seriously?
I'm
Yeah.
buying 10.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
This is just our secret. This is just our secret, guys. Or start getting your pre-orders, but don't
Yeah.
check me while you're waiting for it. But yes, Haley, she Yeah,
That is huge.
I got
Can
some
we see
samples
it? Let's
in.
see it.
but you guys,
Kathy?
I'm so excited about
For the
this.
men.
Man, I want the black looming in my shower too.
I'm
Yeah, my
just
God,
saying,
we were white
like,
and
A
black.
I
little
know
preview.
I would love a black one too, but for men, it'd be
Look at
awesome.
it,
It'd
guys.
be
Oh my God.
Just a little sneak
It's
peek.
gorgeous.
The background's helping to keep it a little bit of a mystery because
What
it's
color will
switching,
the
but
heads be? Will they be that like black and gray again? Or like that gray, light gray, dark gray?
Yeah, the head has the light gray on it, right?
we're looking at like a dark and then like a slightly lighter dark, like a slightly lighter black. So yes, it'll be two-tone, but like pretty dark. It's gonna look beautiful.
I'm gonna call it a he. He's gonna be sexy.
He's gonna be hot.
He is gonna be so sexy. So yeah, get ready for that for Black Friday, you guys.
Okay.
But there's our little surprise secret that
So
The
awesome.
Easter egg.
we're having corporate on the phone. These are
So-
the secrets to tell.
Well, thank you.
Our
Again,
secret.
this is like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. If you have a question about the LumiSpa, now's your time, or you'll just have to send it in a text. But I want to say a huge, 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 huge thank you. I took pages and pages and pages and pages of notes because so much of what you shared with us made me fall in love with the LumiSpa again, but it also really brought to my attention how much my audience and people that are watching don't know because some of the things I was like, oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. But there's so many things to share with the people that are thinking about a Lumi, maybe haven't used their Lumi in a while, and aren't replacing their heads or cleansers because they've lost that like that love or that they weren't aware like the awareness that you brought for us today. And so just like all the pages of notes, the content and the messaging that we have now at our fingertips is just so incredible. Like if you do nothing else but take this call's replay and go back and create your marketing points, unbelievable. And the words, like I wrote down a lot of keywords, customizable, unique. There's so many like great marketing words. You sold me on another 10 Black Lumi spas because of how you speak about it and so passionately. And if we can even take a fraction of both Haley and Kathy, your excitement and passion for this device and the company and the business, if we can take even a fraction of that and share it in our lives and our stories, like there's just nothing but success for every single one on this call and who watches the replay. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting us and helping us grow and grow our knowledge. And you're both the queen. Haley, you really are like, wow.
It's
Wow.
very nice.
She
I
is
learned from people like Kathy, so
Can I have your cell phone number too? Like, wow.
okay, next time you guys
thank
are in
you, ladies.
Utah, let me know.
Absolutely. We're there in October. So thank you
No, thank you for having me. So fun. Thank you.
We really appreciate it. And this replay is going out to so many as well who it's going to add value to. Just wanted you to know that. Have an amazing night, ladies, and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
Thank
Good night.
you.